Hello students, myself Sheetal Sawan. I am lecturer at Praveen Patil College of Diploma Engineering and Technology. So let's continue chapter number 3, Pressure and Temperature Measurement. Learning outcomes. After completion of this video, student will be able to understand introduction to temperature measurement, methods of temperature measurement. There are two types, non-electric method and electric method. Then distinguish between non-electrical and electrical method. And in non-electrical method, the first one bimetallic thermometer, second liquid in glass thermometer, and third pressure gauge thermometer. Now let's see the introduction to temperature measurement. So temperature is a thermal state of body. It is the property which tells us the degree of hotness or coldness measured along some temperature scale. So the units are degree Celsius, then Kelvin and Fahrenheit. Non-electric method of temperature measurement. So there are three types. First one bimetallic thermometer, second liquid in glass thermometer, third pressure gauge thermometer. The next point is distinguish between non-electric method and electric method for temperature measurement. So the first difference is it does not require electrical power. So because of this it is named as non-electric method. In second column, in electrical method, they require the external power source to operate the instrument. Second, in non-electric method, the output signal is an analog form. And electrical method, the output signal is in digital form. Then the temperature measurement range is up to 600 degrees centigrade. And in electrical method, temperature in the range of 600 degrees centigrade to 2000 degrees centigrade can be measured. And in non-electrical method, the examples are bimetallic thermometer, liquid in glass thermometer. And in electrical method, the examples are RTD, thermocouple and pyrometer. So let's see the first instrument, bimetallic thermometer. So bimetallic thermometer, it consists of the two metallic strip. They should have the different thermal coefficient of expansion. Then they should weld together and fixed it from the one side. So from diagram you can see they are fixed from the one side, and from the other side we need to heat them. After heating, what will happen, it will bend. So from the diagram you can see the how metal strip is bent from one side, so you will get the deflection over there. Construction and working. So two different materials having different coefficient of thermal expansion rigidly joined together, one on other to form a bimetallic strip. When bimetallic strip is fixed at one end and heated from free end, it bends in the direction of material having low thermal coefficient of expansion. The bending movement of free end is connected to the pointer which moves over a calibrated scale. Usually, bimetallic strip is wound in the form of helix or spiral form. Its one end is fastened permanently to outer casing to form a stopper, and other end is connected to the pointer. Types of bimetallic thermometer. A pointer moves over a circular dial as helix coil and uncoiled with the temperature variation. A typical bimetallic thermometer used between 40 degrees centigrade to 320 degrees centigrade consists of invar, that is nickel, and 64% Fe, has low coefficient of expansion when the joined to NiMO alloy. So the types of the bimetallic thermometer. So according to the shape of metallic strip, the first one is the helix type. So in figure 3.19 you can see the helix type of bimetallic thermometer, and the second one is the spiral type of bimetallic thermometer. So the how the strips are arranged in a spiral form, you can see in the diagram, figure number 320. Advantages of bimetallic thermometer. So first, it have a rugged construction, simple and convenient design, no maintenance is required. It gives 1% accuracy. Overloading can be tolerated. It have a low cost. Then the disadvantages of bimetallic thermometer. First one, material is subjected to creep at high temperature. Second, speed of response is low. Then the applications of bimetallic thermometer. First one, frequently used in a simple on-off temperature control device. In clocks of compensation temperature changes in a clock mechanism. In circuit breaker to protect the circuit from excess current. Then the time delay relay and the lamp flasher. So these are the applications. The next instrument is liquid in glass thermometer. It consists of glass envelope filled in with liquid and calibrated indicator scale marked on it. The envelope compressed a thick walled glass tube with a capillary board and cylindrical bulb filled with the liquid. The two parts are fused together with the top of the capillary tube is sealed. The change in temperature causes the fluid to expand and rise up the stream. The volume enclosed in a steam above liquid may contain the vacuum or it may be filled with the inert gas. The liquid filled in thermometer is called as thermometric fluid. So this is the diagram of the liquid in glass thermometer. So you can see the figure number 3.21. So it consists of the bulb at the bottom. The thermometric fluid is there. So we are using mostly as a mercury and the scale is provided on it. And the safety receiver is provided at the top side. Advantages of mercury. So it has a linear coefficient of expansion. It does not stick to the glass surface. It is clearly visible in transparent glass. Then the advantages of liquid filled thermometer. So first one, it is a simple to use and relatively cheaper. No auxiliary power is required. Wider range of measurement. Good accuracy. Then the disadvantages of liquid filled thermometer. They are fragile in nature, then cannot be adopted for the automatic recording. Then the time lag in measurement. Then the table number 3.1 shows that the different thermometric fluid used. So the list of thermometric fluid is there with the range of the temperature. That is, mercury is having minus 35 degrees centigrade to 510 degrees centigrade. Alcohol is having range minus 80 degrees centigrade to 70 degrees centigrade. Then toluene is the minus 80 degrees centigrade to 100 degrees centigrade. And the methyl chloride is there. The range is 8 degrees centigrade to 50 degrees centigrade. Pressure gauge thermometer. The operation of pressure gauge thermometer is based upon the expansion of liquid, gas or vapor in the bulb of the thermometer. It consists of bulb containing a liquid, gas or vapor which is immersed in environment. The bulb is connected by capillary tube to some pressure measuring device. This pressure immersed in a calibrated to indicate temperature. So this is the diagram of pressure gauge thermometer, which consists of bulb at the bottom which is connected to the capillary tube, and capillary tube is connected to Bourdon tube, and through the linkage it is connected to the pointer, and pointer show the deflection of it on a temperature scale. Working. The pressure bulb or sensor. The sensing element is pressure bulb, which contains a thermometer fluid and is placed where the temperature is measured. The bulb is made up of cylindrical piece of metal tubing closed at one end and connected to capillary tubing at the other end. The size of the bulb used depends upon the type of fluid used, temperature, span of system. The capillary tube. A capillary tube is used to connect the bulb with the pressure measuring device. The length of the capillary tube is made as short as possible in order dynamic to improve the performance. The capillary tube is made up of copper or steel for a system using fluid other than mercury. Advantages of pressure gauge thermometer. They are most economical and versatile for measurement of temperature. They are rugged in construction and little chance of damage. Remote indication up to 60 meters is possible. Thank you.